Be warned, you are now entering the broody zone. This girl, Jill, suddenly went broody. She was in a nest suffocating in the heat. Look at that, you laid an egg on the... You're going to drop that on the floor, aren't you? Ugh. Sebastian, on the other hand, sorry about the fans here. There's another broody nut. She separated from her group because she and her sister, who went broody first, will set up nest boxes and they keep stealing eggs. So I threw them back in a suddenly available pen. Right, Bonnie? And they're not in a nest box, but you see what she's done. She's flattened herself like a dang pancake on top of the file cabinet nest box. You see that? That thing's about 1 foot wide. Look how wide she is. And look how flat she is. I gotta take the saddle off of you because you don't need it since you're not with your rooster. I was hoping they would break up, being the way they are right now. Let me see if I can back up. I was hoping... Is this going to focus? It's hot, isn't it, darling? But you see, I have a fan on everybody. Everybody's got fans. Everybody's got fans. The reason Brandy's up there, not down here, she's usually sitting on the floors, because Bonnie bullies her. So, I removed Jill from this group right here. Jill's Hector's girl. Isn't she Hector? She was in a nest box down below, one of those little stackable things. She was on the bottom, dying in the heat in here. And if I took the top of the top nest box off to give her some air, Hector would try to mate her on the nest. He is so uncouth, aren't you, Hector? Aren't you so uncouth? You don't have any idea about decorum for broody hens, do you? You just don't get it. Theo raised babies, but Jill has been brooding once before, and I didn't let her raise babies, and she ain't getting them this time either. Those two girls are Hector and Jill's daughters. Jane on the nest, and Maddie over there. I better go rescue that egg. You step outside for a minute. I'm just stepping outside to talk for a second. You know, I had the ailing hens. You know, Gypsy, my black Americana, passed away. She was 11. She was over 11, almost 11 and a half, and she just died of old age. There was nothing wrong with her except she was old. And my Easter egger, Moretta, you know, she had those big growths on the side of her, and we treated them with antibiotics, injectable antibiotics, to see, you know, if there was they had infection in there. And they smelled, so we treated those. Yes, kitty cat, I see you. And then we treated them topically with a very strong burn cream, like Silvadine, you know, silver sulfadiazine cream they use for burn victims. What do you want, Finn? Meow yourself. Shut up. You're interrupting my video. You don't like it in here. He likes this gutter because he rolls on this concrete. He likes that. He loves that. Look at him. He's so silly. You like that, don't you? He loves it. It's kind of rough, and he gets a scratch on it. It's cool too. And yeah, Moretta, we found this back in March, and I did a video about it. You know, just when you think everything's going okay, and boom, something happens. And yeah, a couple days ago, Moretta passed away. We tried and tried and tried, and at the end, her crop just quit. The crop is a symptom, an outer symptom of internal issues generally. The crop, it's not the crop itself that's the main problem, it's a symptom of the main problem. It's just the one that we can see. It's an external indicator that something's really wrong. And we couldn't save Moretta. She turned 8 years old in April, right in the middle of getting treated for all this, and then she passed away. So, not my oldest hen, but you know, she's gone now. you are a goofy cat. You're supposed to be a barn cat. You're useless as a barn cat. He won't go in the barn. He doesn't go in the barn. I have to set mouse traps for little critters that somehow make their way in there. He won't go in the barn. So we've lost Gypsy and we've lost Moretta. Now my numbers are, now I have 30 girls total between these and the bantams, and 5 roosters total. But of the 30, about 19 or so are all 5+ years old, and several of those are 10+ years old. So you see I'm running an old hen's retirement home and hospice still, and will be for some time. But so that's what's going on here. I've got 3 broodies and I don't want to give any of them eggs. It's so hot. We're having the hottest weather I think I've seen in May here since I've lived here. It's going to go up toward 90 degrees, and you think that's nothing if you live in the West, but trust me, at 80% humidity, it's hellacious. It is hellacious. It really is. So, headed back through the crazy thing, but you see, this is what we have set up. Everybody has fans to move the air out the windows. Everybody has a fan. Right, Hector? You goober. Mary Jo's leg was hurt, and we've gotten Mary Jo's leg fixed, and so she's back with Atlas. She's standing near Atlas. No, that's her right there coming out from out of the roost. I'm sorry. Yep, she's finally better. She went back with her group, and there was no problem. I was set up for there was going to be big problems, but there wasn't. Drusilla did try to beat her up. I threw Drew in another pen briefly and let Mary Jo spend the day without Drusilla in the way, and then by the end of the day everything was fine. And Drew's back and everybody's acting like normal again. It's hot, isn't it, Sebastian? Isn't it hot, Bashers? Well, I wouldn't want to be wearing feather pajamas either in this weather. But the Brahmas are native of India. You know, I mean China, India. They're common in China and India, and it's hot in India. So, geez, why wouldn't they have, Pakistan, they have a lot of Brahmas, and I recall that's rather hot over there. But in any case, that's what's going on here right now. I have seen the biggest mosquitoes ever. I've never seen so many mosquitoes. They're breeding like in insane amounts. They're all over the place. There's just pockets of them breeding. And I don't even want to think about what the rest of the summer's going to be like with all those mosquitoes being hatched. So I'll try to keep up with the puddles to keep them from having places to lay eggs around here. But that's just on my property. No telling what's going to happen, right? But next thing is to recut the pasture. It's grown up like crazy. My husband just cut it recently, and it's grown up. Oh, it's crazy. But anyway, that's the scoop. It is insane broody town in there, and I wouldn't doubt that somebody else is going to go broody. The usual suspects, Brandy and Bonnie, are. And Jill, I didn't expect to. And, that's what happens when that's the only way to sustain your flock without continually buying hatchery birds, is to have roosters and have hens that will brood. You don't want to use an incubator. However, at this point in life, I'm about ready to have some hens that don't want to brood. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. It's just a lot right now. My husband's getting an MRI tomorrow for his back, and they're going to try another kind of physical therapy again. Physical therapy doesn't work when the problem is there's no disc material. There's bone against bone, and there are nerves being pinched. So treating the muscles is not going to do a whole lot of good. So they're going to do an MRI and then assess what else can be done besides physical therapy. But he's willing to go that route in addition to everything else, as long as the VA is paying for it. And this time around, he's gotten the VA to pay for something. It's a miracle, but he's gotten the VA he's gotten in the system this time. It's not easy for a veteran who has a disability rating from the VA to get in the VA to get treatment. Seriously. You might as well. He's paying for his own disability. That's right, he is. He gets nothing. He gets no extra in his pension for his disability. The VA, for his trouble, the VA takes a small portion of his pension out of his paycheck. Then they run it through their system and hand it back to him from the VA, the same amount they took out of his paycheck. The only thing is that little portion is not taxed, and that our income rate, whoop-de-doo about that, right? So he gets no extra for his disability rating. This is the way the VA works. People think that you have a disability from the veteran, you know, from the VA, and you get extra money and you get all these good benefits. You have to fight for every single tidbit that you get. Every single tidbit. So anyway, there's the scoop on the husband. The garden's coming along pretty well. The birds are okay, except for the ones that I lost, but they were 2 elderly ones. They weren't the young ones, you know. And Mary Jo's leg is a lot better. Atlas hurt her by breeding her, and I don't know. He's done that before to another girl of his. And leg injuries on chickens take a while to heal. But she's better. She's back with her people. I've got the 2 crazy Brahma broodies separated to see if I can convince them it's not a good idea. I don't know what I'm going to do with Hector's Jill. I just don't want her to suffocate in that nest box or be trampled by Hector trying to breed her when she's sitting down. I don't know. That rooster. He didn't read his little manual about proper behavior around a broody hen. Well, talk to you guys later. It is hot, and I'm going to go inside and have a popsicle. Talk to you later. Bye.